This is Kevin Collins with Home Theater Forum. We're here at Blue Jean Cables talking with the founder, Kurt Denke. Welcome, Kurt.
Hi, nice to see you.
When we were here before, you had a really interesting story about how you founded this company. Could you kind of just go over so we could get some flavor about that?
Sure, yeah, I was a ham radio operator years ago, and so I had always a hobby interest in electronics, and my wife and I were kind of looking for something extra to do, and back in 2002 we picked up some broadcast quality cable and connectors and started marketing cable assemblies for home theater applications on eBay, and it just took off, took over our lives, and the result is Blue Jeans Cable. Basically, our whole philosophy from the outset was try to sell a high quality product and tell the truth about it, which was something that we didn't always feel was being done in the audio video cable market.
How did you, Blue Jean Cable is kind of an interesting name. How did you come up with that name for the company?
I was looking at a lot of names for cable brands, and it seemed to me that a lot of them were they wanted to stress gloss and high tech and suggest that they were in some sense technology companies, that they were on the cutting edge of something or other, or allude to higher themes. You know, some of the names are sort of spiritual or inspiring or something like that. And we thought, well, you know, this is basically wire and plastic. This is functional products which are meant to do a job, things that are designed, you know, not by artists but by engineers. And Blue Jeans are one of those iconic products that represent a high level of function, a high level of value, something that's well designed for what its intended use is, that emphasizes function over form. And that really was our company philosophy from the outset, and it seemed an appropriate enough name.
There's a lot of startups. We're here in downtown Seattle, for people who don't know where Blue Jean Cables is, so kind of the warehouse district, not too far from here. There's Techstars and a whole bunch of lofts and stuff like that. How did you wind up picking this space to have the company?
Well, we're in the Interbay area of Seattle, north of downtown. Partly it's simply that we live in the neighborhood, and there's something nice about having a 5-minute commute to your warehouse. It's also just it's a very hospitable area for startup business. There are a lot of industrial spaces of varying sizes and type, and it's a very pleasant place to do business. We have the trains out back to shake the place up, and we have the birds flying by, and it's a lovely part of town.
What did you do before Blue Jean Cables?
I was a lawyer. I spent 19 years in litigation practice of one kind or another, doing initially a lot of federal civil rights work, later moving on to some land use work and things of that sort.
Oh, very interesting. Well, thanks. We're going to move on next to get some other additional things on Blue Jean Cables. Thanks.
All right.